driving around Denver, Colorado here, there's this curious building that's emerged in amongst the highways and byways. Dan, you're the architect of this building. Why is it here?
There are really two reasons. The first is, as architects and urban designers, we love how Meow Wolf is situated between these two emerging neighborhoods of the River Mile to the north and Sun Valley to the south, and its ability to create this new active node. And then the second is really building on the Meow Wolf kind of idea and using the artist's inspiration. The unexpected and kind of surprising quality of the building emerging from the roads, as you described it, is something they were really attracted to. We were able to work with them and Color Kinetics and Tower Electric to create, as you can see at this time of night, this like playful light across the building facade. And so what that does is it creates a sense of a beacon emerging from the center of those two neighborhoods, and it gives you just a little bit of a glimpse of the art that's inside.
And Meow Wolf, what's that?
I wish I could tell you, but I think you have to see it for yourself.
Okay.
Meow Wolf is an artist collective that was started back in Santa Fe, and they quickly outgrew their space and they decided they needed to expand.
I didn't realize that. So you're all around the country.
Oh yeah, we're pretty much everywhere.
Huh. And who's it for? For this little guy here?
Yeah, little folks as well as full-blown adults. And we've got stuff, if you're 105, you can come here and find something pretty awesome to do.
You got a cool dad, Tucker. What a cool workspace.
Oh yeah, this is a pretty amazing space. It took a tremendous amount of effort from a lot of different players. The collaboration on this building was unreal. A lot of nuances, a lot of unique issues that don't exist anywhere else in the world, but here.
In suspended reality.
Exactly.
So as you walk into the entrance lobby, it's Grand Central meets the multiverse, right?
You're right, I was going to say train station.
Exactly. So Convergence Station is really about a portal to another universe. As we started to work with the artists, they gave us 3 words: spacey, Southwest, alien.
Spacey, Southwest alien was the brief. Have you ever been given that brief?
Nope, we've never been given that. I don't think we'll ever get that again. As you start to unpack those words with the artists and try to understand what is their vision, it's not just a lobby, it's not just a place to come into a building, you're leaving what is reality. And so you're surrounded by this sensory experience with the ethereal lighting and the sound, and all the effects begin to transform your mindset.
This is our Emian Ice Castle. Emians are one of our 4 different converged worlds here at Convergence Station, and they are winter people, and this is their ice castle. We can communicate with the Emian people through music, through sound, and this is the organ in which we communicate with them.
Pull the levers?
Yeah, right here on the organ.
Alrighty. What could possibly go wrong?
What could go wrong, right?
Okay. What have I done? So what's going on here?
Right now, the Emians are communicating back through the organ. They're letting us know that they've heard our call.
Now, John, K, L, and A, you were the structural engineers on this project, and there's a lot going on here. This is not just some flimsy stage set, is it?
No, absolutely. This is a very complex structural design. In this space, we have catwalks that are hung by the roof. We have catwalks that are posted down on the floor that we're sitting on. The spans in this building are quite large to allow the artists to really express themselves.
Yeah.
And we're supporting not just heavy theming, but a heavy occupant load, lifts, other things to maintain the building and construct it.
Yeah, and that staircase, that looks like it's doing some pretty heavy lifting.
Yeah, quite unique. It's an opportunity for us to respond to the vision of the artist. One of the beautiful things of working with artists is they always come up with something new and they force us to be a bit uncomfortable. And so that was one of those elements that absolutely we can make it happen and we'll make it work.
Tom, it's a hell of a site jammed here between 3 freeways.
It is, yeah. We're 10 feet from 3 major artery bridges that come through the heart of Denver
10 feet from the roads. Is that legal?
Well, 10 feet is the actual minimum limit allowed by the city and county of Denver. We're actually 10'1", so we gave ourselves a little bit of play.
Oh, God. You really took the hard road here. Did anyone ever consider maybe building the building somewhere else?
Well, certainly. I mean, when I first got integrated into the project, that was one of the conversations we were having. However, that was not the Meow Wolf way. This is really the artist project, and really the location is almost as much of the sell as anything on the inside.
Yeah, wouldn't have won all those awards. We, quite frankly, wouldn't have been doing a TV show on this if you put it in the car park.
Probably not. Probably not.
And I understand there was a lot of innovation in the construction.
There was, and not only just in the exhibitry, but when we started the core shell, we worked with KLNA. KLNA contracted Volcraft, who brought out ReadyCore systems. And ReadyCore is basically a Lego stacking of the stairwells. And they were able to get those up in a hurry. What that did for us is gave us access to the floors, but also saved us 8 weeks on the initial erection of the building.
Wow, 8 weeks. And how did you cope with all these artists working around you, erecting ice palaces while you're still trying to build the building?
It was certainly a challenge, but we used it to our advantage. With them being on site, we had KLNA and Star Painting and Drywall, who did all of our cold form framing on the project, working together with the artists to design the structure for their theming work and let them kind of do their thing.
Tom Paulson, most patient builder in North America. Now guys, normally with a build like this, you've got a client who talks to an architect, who engages an engineer, and then somewhere down the road, a builder gets engaged as well. But this was all very different.
It was. So in that traditional project, the architect is oftentimes hired as an artist to create this vision for a project, right?
Oh, wait a second. Meow Wolf is the artist.
Exactly, which made our role more of sort of a facilitator of their vision, less visionary and more kind of enabling your vision to come to life.
And a credit to the design team leads. We had a great culture on this project. And as we were meeting early, we realized we needed a lot of integration to deliver a project to the artist's vision on a good construction timeline. So we were lucky enough to have the contractor in the room with us.
Really? You had this guy from day one?
We sure did.
Yeah, and obviously as you walk around this place, I mean, there's some very unique methodology to constructing all the exhibits and things like that. So working hand in hand with the artists, with Dan, and with the engineers, we were able to kind of figure out, okay, this is all a great idea. Now, how do we actually build the structures?
Well, you did something right because you've all won awards. Architecture awards, construction awards, engineering awards. But how about the client? Are you happy?
Oh, you betcha. Mike, don't forget, we won plenty of our own awards as well.
Of course. Where are you taking me now, Tucker? You know what? This project is not about the architecture. It's not about the engineering, and it's not about the build. It's about hiding all of that so that you can be immersed in the art and lost in the experience. Where are we going next?